I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Engineer Rajendran, a native engineer and a conservation specialist from Tanjore. He has completed his BE in Civil from NIT Trichy, then REC Trichy, since 1986 till date, consulting, executing, researching in the cost-effective technologies. Engineer Rajendran is known to have a unique method of teaching the complex structural knowledge in a practical and efficient way to the students through workshops and hands-on practices. He is known for his cost-effective methodologies, temple renovations, traditional and native civil engineering constructions. Let us now proceed to Engineer Rajendran's presentation.
It's my great pleasure and privilege to address this august gathering who are assembled here to know about things what we have been doing, especially this part of India, southern part of India, and especially Tamil Nadu, where still the traditional construction is being followed. For example, about a dam which is about 2000 years old is still functioning. It is one of the greatest technological wonder of human species. That was the first dam built in India and probably in the world also, because that technique was seepage dam technique. Water it is on the sand bed they have constructed, still functioning 100%. So that shows the Dravidians' construction technology. So that way we have a lot of examples in this. And me being a native engineering, involved in native engineering, I have done a lot of repair and renovations of temples and other things. In that course, I've observed a lot of things. For example, how the human being started constructing a house, and especially which is relative to this, which is very relevant to this conference. It's based on ICON West, that is International Conference on Built Environment, Science and Technology. So we have been still following, and it is being followed everywhere. The layman does the work on his own. He builds his own environment. He builds his own built environment. That is a speciality in this place. They do their own housing. They do their own whatever related to their requirement. It is done by them. So that way, what in this place, and especially the Tanjore where I live, the Tanjore we breathe for the past about the heritage of nearly 2000 years heritage we have been breathing, and we have one of the greatest monuments, an engineering wonder and architectural marvel, a big temple. The Brahadishwara temple is exactly in the center of the town. So around that we have the developments, and it is still stands upright very proudly. Done by that thing was that monument was built by Rajaraja Chola during 1000 years back. So it is not a construction, it is only a stack masonry. Stones were stacked one over the other, and the shrine, the gopuram, whatever you call it, that is a hollow structure up to that. It's about 260 feet tall. So this itself a good example for a technology development. So that was done 1000 years back. It was in 10th century, that temple was the tallest, second tallest structure in the world. The first one was some wooden structure in Korea. So this 10th century structure, when they built it, it was 60 meters tall. And it hasn't been recognized as a world wonder. but a structure which was built about 14th century, 12th to 12th century, that stands as a world wonder because of human error. Leaning Tower of Pisa, for example. So that way, we have a very long tradition in built environment. And this is building, secular building. This temple is a secular building where people used to meet and celebrate and do all the social meetings. So that to that level, it had that importance. So coming to the domestic buildings, we have a very long tradition of using mud houses, using fibers, that is adobe, just packing it in between wooden planks, and then over that they put they are putting palm leaves and coconut leaves as a form of thatches. So the thatched leaf, very simply done. The trusses are done by bamboos and wood. So still we could see some of the houses. Then coming to the house, they used stones with mud. Initially they used mud alone with fibers like the straw fibers. Then later they used stones. Then after that, mud and bricks, unburnt brick. They used unburnt brick. And after that, they started using burnt bricks. That style, the tradition is still continues in some of the villages. Still they use unburnt bricks. Still they use mud. So all those things are still prevalent in this part of Tamil Nadu. So it is a nice thing. You fixed a topic on that, and that topic is going to throw a lot of light on their techniques and how they have done it. So that is going to reach the world. I'm very happy this message is taken through this conference. So we are proud to be a South Indian, I can say, because I'm a part of it, the construction tech. Being an engineer, I get involved in a lot of traditional constructions, temples, all those things. So I'm really proud. There's an opportunity where we can show some of the techniques used in the traditional methods. So that way, this is going to be a very important thing for me and for you also. Then the houses, how developed with mud, with only one floor, thatched shed. Then it became another thing. They started using roofs, plain roofs, using wooden rafters and bricks. That is called as a Madras terrace. And for me, Madras terrace, it is a name given by the British. So the type of technology which we have been following was noticed by British, and they named it as Madras terrace. But before that, the same terrace had been used in some of the Chola structures, still intact. That's about 850 years or 1000 years old. So the Madras terrace, the Madras terrace, what the British named, is not new to our country. It is very old. That time, they call it in Tamil, they call it Vottu. Vottu means sticking the bricks together, or diagonally they used to do that. And still we have that remains of those leftover things in big temples, like the big temple in Tanjavur and Dharasuram and some other temples. So still see the places where they fix the wooden rafters, and those things are left as it is without any wooden rafter. So those were the things which reminds us about the Madras terrace, which we have been following. So this is one thing. And the climatology, see, that time when they used mud, the wall thickness used to be very thick. And later when they used mud with brick, it used to be about 3 feet or something. That they had done 3 floors also in that. And each floor they had used shallow walls, sometimes groin walls, 4 groin walls. All those things have been trained, and that is, to my knowledge, I say it is not come from Mughal background. It is not a Persian thing. Our own in Tamil Nadu, about 1000 years back, they had done the vaulted roofing and all. Vaulted roofing, that means 4 groin vault, 5 groin vault. So like that. So the groin vault was not new to us. But now some of the articles what I see, it's a Mughal, brought by Mughal. It's not so. It is we had our own native engineering, and with that they had done polygonal domes were there built that time, and all those things are still remaining. I mean, we could see in some of the temples still remains intact. So this once they go for a secular building, it was done with stones. I mean, bricks, stones, all those things. But when they come to houses, smaller sizes, they used mud as a mortar. They fermented the mud with using nutmeg juice, jaggery, and some places the black gram water. Lot of additives were added to ferment that. After fermenting, once that was used, that used to be as strong as our modern concrete. So this is not new to us, and they had their own technology and they had their own system where they converted what are the available things, like from the black gram, nutmeg juice, and then jaggery. Jaggery used to get it from cane, sugar cane. Sugar cane, some places they used sugar cane juice to ferment. So that type of things were followed and still intact. Those things, they say it is still intact, and some of the remains we could see now. It's most of the architecture students around this place, they visit. They've got a site experience, and they know what we were good. So that is the thing we like to emphasize. Let's come to a clear picture now. See, I'm going to give you what I wanted to say is taking a traditional building, much about nearly 2000 years a structure, then after that gradually how it improved, where we stand now. That way I'm going to give you a brief scenario, I mean perspective view. So let's take the dam, the Grand Aniket. The name Grand Aniket was given by Sir Arthur Carter. So when local people used to call it as this is a lovely conference, which I'm very happy that I took part in this. I've been invited, and I thank mainly SRM for giving the chance to the architecture department to do this, and the SRM, and then the organizers of this icon best. So all together, you are doing a very good service to the society. I once again congratulate all of them. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Rajendran sir, for your presentation. It has been an inspiring journey for us. Now we shall take a short break for our sponsor video.
Asia Young Designer Awards by Nippon Paint is one of the longest running and largest student design awards in Asia. 14 years in the making, AYDA has worked closely with more than 1,200 educational institutions and have received more than 35,000 entries. AYDA has worked closely with professionals to help forge a closely knitted design community with the purpose of helping improve lives and communities. It is truly about cultivating the next generation of designers. If you're currently an architectural or interior design student, it's your time to shine. Help the world see designers who are able to envision the future of spatial design, which addresses the evolving needs of communities while factoring in critical environmental and significant cultural factors. Your design has to be emphatic and innovative, while addressing problems faced by both mankind and our natural environment. It is your $1 million idea that will land you the title of the Asia Young Designer of the Year, which is worth up to $10,000, alongside a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to attend an all-expenses-paid 6-week design discovery program at Harvard University's Graduate School of Design. On top of that, you will gain access to a network of AYDA alumni across Asia to help strengthen your perspectives and connections around the world. So, here's what we are looking for. Design concept. A design that fulfills an innate human need or helps solve a problem. Functionality. A versatile design that supports people, activities, and changes in life. Design innovation. A design which maximizes or leverages tech-enabled connectivity and/or intelligence. Sustainability and relevance. A design which comprises of sustainable and eco-friendly elements which help preserve the natural environment. Aesthetic and visual impact. A design which is aesthetically pleasing and effectively integrates social and cultural aspects for the users. Color usage. A design which showcases a brilliant display of balance between colors, materials, and design outputs. Delivery and presence. We look forward to having you at the national and international finals, where you will be delivering your ideas in front of a panel of professional judges. Will you be the next Asia Young Designer of the Year? Good luck and see you there! Join the Asia Young Designer Awards via www.asiayoungdesignerawards.com or follow us on LinkedIn. Or simply speak to your lecturers or faculty members who are involved. We hope to have you join the AYDA community. Good luck!
Welcome to the course Color Psychology. The first module, the background of color, will give you an overview of multiple perceptions in color. We will learn about the scientific background.
I have scientific proof that white light is composed of 7 component colors. Review.
Understand basics of color theory. Take inspirations from colors in nature.
Context matters, you know.
Teleport to different time zones to get historical perspectives of color.
Is Greek architecture devoid of colour? Isn't it completely white?
And finally, dig deep into the human mind to get psychological perspectives of color. We will then go on to explore color in various spatial typologies of architecture and interiors. A transition from theory to practice would happen in the last module on practice and application of color. The journey would be immersive with fun quizzes and activities along the way. Join us in this colorful, fun-filled journey.